Hi. So we are today doing the chapter 4 of our past class 6th. So here it mentions about the chapter name is what books and burials tells us. As I have been repeating in the past that the information or terminologies that we are talking about today are going to come, the level of information will increase, the depth of information will increase subsequently as we grow up in the classes. Now this is what as IAS aspirant or civil services examination aspirant, you need to observe. One more thing I would like to say that when the books mention about various, religious texts or religious terminologies, things about that, please see that you are giving this exam for India or Bharat. So it is a nation where you have to understand what is fact, what is emotion, what makes or constitute a person's personality. So many things are there. So you have to be very impartisan while you're reading about all the information. Only then you'll have a clarity that why this information is relevant and what it creates as a society. Because being a civil services administration or a person with civil servant, he has to be civil firstly, and he has to be equally delivering the public service for all the person, all the resident, all the citizen, as per the duty and protocol of the chair they lead. So that attitude needs to be there within you, and mostly if you get very emotional and you are unable, when you see, when the emotion takes over, the balance of judgment goes out, and civil being civil is about balance of judgment. So that is where my word is resonating with you or not, I do not know, but what I mean to say that do not get emotionally triggered with various information. So we will come across many chapters, many current affairs, many things. So in this chapter, summarizing uh, the chapter summarizes the Vedas, mentions the Vedas, one of the oldest literary sources. Four Vedas: Rig Veda, Sam Veda, Yajur Veda, Atharva Veda. Rig Veda is the oldest and composed around 3,500 years ago. It has over 1,000 hymns or sukta in praise of gods. Important gods: Agni, that is fire; Indra, warrior god; Soma, plant used for special drink. Composed by sages, rishis, taught orally, memorized by students. Mostly men composed the hymns, but some were composed by women too. Rigveda written in Sanskrit, Vedic Sanskrit, different from modern Sanskrit. Sanskrit and language families. Sanskrit part of Indo-European language family, related to languages like Hindi, Gujarati, Persian, English, German, etc. Other Indian languages belong to the families like Dravidian, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam. Austro-Asiatic languages in Jharkhand, central India. Tibeto-Burman languages in northeastern India. Studying the Rigveda, recited and heard orally for centuries, written down and printed much later. Historians study it through hymns and dialogues. Example: dialogue between sage Vishwamitra and river Byas and Satluj. Hymns suggest importance of horses, cows, and chariots. Rivers like Indus, Saraswati, and Ganga are mentioned, but rarely. Ganga is mentioned a little rarely. Cattle, horses, and chariots in Rigveda. Prayers, for example, cattle, for horses, for sons. Chariots used in battle for capturing cattle and land. Wars were fought for pasture, water, and wealth. Wealth was distributed among leaders, priests, and people with some used for yagna. Social structure in Rigveda times: two key groups: Brahmins, priests, performed rituals; Rajas, chosen leaders, skilled warriors, but did not have a capital cities or armies. Jana and Vish, word used to describe people or communities. Example: Bharata Jana, Yadu Jana. Aryas described themselves while opponents were called Dasas or Dasyus. Later it was considered as slave. Megaliths and burials. Megaliths, large stone structure making burial sites, found across Deccan, southern India, and northeast and Kashmir. Cists, megalith with portholes used for burials. Burials often included black and red ware, pottery, iron tools, weapons, and sometimes horses and ornaments. Brahmagiri, sites where social differences in burial were found. Some graves had many valuable items, indicating status differences. Special burial at Inamgaon. Inamgaon site along Ghod River. Adults buried with the heads facing north. Some burials took place within houses. A special burial was found in a clay jar in a large house, indicating importance. Archaeological finds suggest the following occupations: agriculture, wheat, barley, rice, pulses; animal husbandry, bones of cattle, goats, horses; hunting and gathering, fruits, fish, and wild animals. Skeletal studies, difference between male and female skeleton determined by pelvic structure. Charaka Samhita, ancient medical text by Charaka, recorded 360 bones in the human body, counting teeth, joints, and cartilage. Some of the uh, key terms used in this chapter introduced are Veda, ancient religious texts; hymn, religious song or chant; chariot, vehicle used in battles; yagna or yagya, sacrifice made to gods; raja, leader, not a hereditary ruler in this period; slave, dasa, captured in war, property of their owners; megalith, large stone marking burials; skeletal studies, examination of bones to understand the past societies. Now, scrolling through the chapter, you'll see the mention of Vedas over here. Match the following: Agni is what, Indra is what, Soma is what. Sanskrit and other language. What is the Matra in Sanskrit, Ma in Hindi, Mother in English? You would have heard many movies using such things. Mother of languages. Sanskrit is the mother of languages. So the books we use are written and printed. The Rig Veda is recited and heard rather than read. It was written down several centuries after it was first composed and printed less than 200 years ago. This is a fact. Please remember. So you will see that a little bit more information is given about Rig Veda, which tree, birch bark, found in Kashmir, that would survive for so many years. Birch bark. Cattle and horses, yagya, Brahmins, Rajas. Go through them, read them. Dasas or Dasyus, Aryas, burial part, social differences. Inamgaon, tributary of Bhima River, River Ghod. The animal, their name. So please read through them. I have also given a very detailed, uh, uh, what do you call, study notes. Also given us detailed MCQs. So you might also actually feel little surprised that it is not there in the book why the such things are asked in MCQ. Slowly, we need to sharpen our skill and you need to learn from questions as well. So the level will slowly increase. Now it is sometimes, no, it is just not revising the chapter will not help. But from that information, what kind of questions can come, what various perspective. So slowly we are gearing up. Okay. So do not find complaining. If you find any error in the question somewhere, you let me know. I will correct it if there is an error. But do read them. You see how I've written the questions and answers are also there. Second part is that I'm also attaching a sample of note this time. The sample is the way UPSC note making should be done. Reason being that there is a timeline to follow. There are things which you have read. So this is for reference. Because slowly, it is now 10-15 days. You would be opening some, writing something, some information. See how ultimately what kind of notes you are making. It will be your own preparation. So these are all reference. You see, even if I give something written, you print it out like a book, it will not matter. Whatever your hands write, whatever your mind recall, exactly that is the notes. So one pattern of note I have given, just to be like, we are going to slowly create something like that. But right now the foundation is going on. Once we go through all the books, we will ultimately see that these are the kind of notes you have also prepared. So for sample. So with this, today's session is over. I am also requesting that on current affairs, I had sent current affair uh, questions. What exactly did you go through it? Why I will want to say about current affair is, uh, current affair is something, uh, you know I need to read how to read or how to read newspapers. What exactly should be your approach towards current affair? So many resources are there. How smartly we can prepare, okay, and from where all we can prepare, and how to use this current technology tool, chat gpt, reduce your time and have more impactful learning. So all these things I will try to create a separate video in the channel for everybody, all the aspirant. But I would wish all of you apply it, or in fact if you have some suggestions that you have learned from toppers or you are applying it, let me also know. We will incorporate it. So that is not a challenge. But yes, reading newspaper, coming current affair, having awareness about which events are relevant, which reports are important, what is happening in the governance, what is happening in the Indian relations to per se international, what is happening in the various geographical activity across the globe, resources, industry. It becomes a huge thing, but we can break it off and understand why it is relevant for India. That is why it is relevant for the exam as well. Which ministry takes care of it? If I become a joint secretary of that ministry, I'm going to be aware. I need to be aware about such things. Why new, all that kind of things. So current affair we need to start. So as of now, my strategy here is that on every 30th day you will have a full test where uh, mixture of GS questions what we have read through and current affair of current what is happening will be there, and a CSAT paper will be also there. Similarly, CSAT, so you need to be ready for that 1 day in 30 days full test. So you need to be mentally, wait for me only, you can do from your own effort as well. Because we have a strict timeline, we know 25 May 2025, our exam is there. Okay. Or if you're preparing it now and you want to give it again, but still keep a timeline of this current exam which is going to come, we will be on track then. Okay, thank you.